Okay, lighting's still good. One step right here. Hi guys, my name is Robin. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is called Perspectives Let's Talk. And to give you a little more insight, I'm going to be interviewed by my son. And yeah, so come on in and join us. Hi, son.
Hello.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's get to it.
Okay, so.
Are we looking at the camera? Hi, son.
Hey guys, I'm Damien.
Same.
So first question.
Mm-hmm.
What inspired you to make this YouTube channel?
I think what inspired me is, well, I've always noticed that I have a different opinion than a lot of people, and I also notice that people also like to critique other people's opinion as if they're not supposed to have their perspective. And I don't know, it's just like, I just always felt like I have a lot to say, and I think maybe people might want to hear me,
Yeah.
and the goal is to just inspire.
So when it comes to people on the internet,
Mm-hmm.
do you feel that, do you feel like everyone should be able to voice their opinion, no matter how controversial it is?
Absolutely. I think that everybody's opinion make them. I feel like we all have one life to live. We are born in this world alone, we die alone. What other people say shouldn't matter. And I forgot the question.
This is mine.
Good night, girl.
So
Love you, girl.
Night.
All right. Okay, go ahead. That's fine.
Basically, the
But
question
look,
was.
kind of.
So we're back. Basically,
back.
the question was: do you feel like other people should be able to voice their opinion on the internet, no matter how much controversy there is?
Yeah, I feel like it's a freedom of speech. Everybody should be able to be themselves, voice their opinion, and with no explanation, unapologetically, be yourself, wear it well.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. So, was there something that pushed you or made you want to start this channel? Was there like a specific person, or did you just find it in yourself?
I would say that I've always, not always, but well, yeah, a lot of times I've been told that my words inspire people when we talk. So I feel like, I just want to, come on. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, guys. This is a test. I love you. Good night. You went over there because I ain't even about to start. You ain't even say, okay. Good night, love y'all. Okay, say, what we was talking about again?
So we're back, everybody.
We're back for the 100th time.
So, was there someone or
That is-
something, that inspired you?
I think not really. It's nobody that I really look up to as far as inspiration, as far as the way they talk about things, or no specific podcast or talk show. I feel like what inspired me is just people let me know that my words inspired them. So I felt like, why not bring something different to the table and try to inspire. We need it today. Well, I mean, we've always needed it, but I feel like now more than ever, a little inspiration can go a long way.
So, I'm going to head into the more personal side of questions.
Okay.
How would you describe your upbringing, just through your whole life?
My upbringing, that's a good question, right? Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm the middle child of 3 kids of my mom's. My upbringing, I feel like, was, I want to say we struggled a lot. My mom was a single parent. For the most part, I'm not going to say single parent with all the finances, but, in most cases, and as well as I think what people forget, single parent household, it takes more than finances to raise the child. And yeah, so I feel like, you know, we had a lot of struggles, but at the end of the day, you know, we were pretty close. You know, we were pretty close. Um, but speaking of upbringing, that is such a great question, because speaking of upbringing, me and my siblings, we've always had differences. And as we got older, you know, with one of my siblings, I feel like we just always been at odds majority of the time than not. So they will actually be my first guest. I'll have them on here to talk about our relationships and hope to get healing for ourselves and maybe inspire, you know, other siblings, because I feel like, you know, we all go through things, but it's nice to actually, it's going to be nice to talk about the issues. But my upbringing, it wasn't an easy one, but, you know, I really don't dwell on any of that. I'm just happy to be here and just, you know, yeah.
So, for you, would you consider yourself a extrovert or an introvert? It's basically just somebody who is very outgoing or somebody who likes to stay to themselves.
Okay, which one is?
Extrovert is outgoing, stay to themselves, introvert.
Okay, so, okay, we're back.
We're back.
Okay, so I would consider myself to be both. I'm very private, but I'm very confident. So when I want to do something, I really am just out there. I really don't really like care about a lot of opinions of anyone. So yeah, I would actually consider myself both. So yeah, that's another reason why I kind of wanted to do this YouTube channel as well. Not that I really have anything to prove, but I feel like I do have things to say that hopefully are inspiring and important. I've been through a lot of things, you know. Not going to get into all of them, you know, but who knows, you know. But yeah, I would consider myself both.
Okay. So I was actually going to go deeper on that subject. I know how you say, you know, people like to put their intel on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Does that ever bother you? Do you ever get any type of like emotion to where you're just like, you just want to say something that's mean or something when they say something to you, or when they feel like they have to put their opinion in your personal life?
Yeah, I've been there, especially on social media. I've definitely been there, but you know, and that's another reason why I took my time with doing what I was doing. I felt like I had a little bit more maturing to do, because I feel like the social media platform is different. You know, you put certain things out for display, they're going to be judged. But you know, I'm ready. I know it's going to be a lot of things that people may not agree with what I talk about, and that's my whole point. It's my perspective and my prerogative. So I'm going to do what I want. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, Bobby Brown. So I'm going to do what I want to do, you know. So yeah, you know, that's that for that.
Okay. I have a couple more questions for you.
Okay, I'm ready, Sam.
So, would you consider yourself as someone who has a lot of pride?
Pride in what way?
Well, in this case, I wouldn't really say in a negative way, just more of a way to, well, I mean, it's kind of hard because this question, pride is technically supposed to be a negative word, but the way that
So
I'm
like
trying
cocky?
to say it, not really that, it's just, you know where you stand, pretty much. You know what you are good at, and you take pride in that. So, you know, you feel like you're good with communicating with other people, or you feel like you're good at voicing your opinions.
Mm.
So do you take very great pride in that?
You know what? I actually do take pride in myself and things that I believe, but I also take pride in being teachable, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody needs to be teachable. No matter where you think you stand, you can be taught something. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with that, you know.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Now, these are just a couple questions that's just out there. But
Okay.
I feel like these can really show
Okay.
a lot about a person.
Okay.
So, for you, what would you consider to be like your favorite genre of music?
You know what? What is it exactly called that I listen to? Is it R&B or? No. I would say my favorite genre of music would probably be R&B. I really do like rap, but R&B puts me in a vibe of like many emotions, which I can actually, yeah. So yeah, it puts me in different emotions. Rap does too.
Yeah.
Well, those are my two faves, though.
Right.
But yeah, I would have to say R&B.
So, are you someone who, when they listen to music, they really look for the content of the music, or do they just listen for a sound?
It just depends on the day, because sometimes I might want to get lit, like what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I would say both. I like a mixture of both, because sometimes I'm not a real deep. I want to be like emotion, but sometimes I want to groove. So I guess it just depends on where I'm at that day, at that moment. You're such a good interviewer, by the way. This could have been really on there. I should put a bra on.
But we would have so many jump cuts.
I know. But these are great questions. You're doing so good.
But so in the future,
yes.
Are you? Well, let me actually retract from that. Are you someone who looks into the future or just stays in the present?
Good question. Well, I consider both. Actually, I'm glad that you brought that up, because I am a person that kind of work on staying in the moment, because I'm a very plan for the future, organized, might be the Virgo in me, but a little bit like that. And I noticed this probably a couple years ago. I'm sure you can contest. Whatever. You can vouch for that.
Yeah.
I said the wrong word. But I'm like, yeah. So I think I'm a little of both. I've definitely learned to live more in the moment and just take in the feeling. But I still do have, I still have that. Or I ain't gonna say I'm not gonna say that in the interview, but I might. But I still have that part in me that prepares for the future too. So I'm a mix of both.
Okay. I see. Now, this is actually kind of connecting to that question. Are you someone who kind of dwells in the past, or just retracts about things that you may have went through, or something that you've been through with a person? Do you think about that and say, man, maybe I could have did this to change that?
Oh, you ask such good questions, because honestly, I'm a little bit of both. I'm a little bit of both for everything, I think. And I don't know that I'm getting these questions and answering them. I feel like, yes, I forgive myself I have forgiven myself for a lot of things, even from mistakes with being a mother, mistakes from being, with being a friend, maybe even probably with siblings too. We'll get to that though, so you guys gotta stay tuned. But I feel like I made a lot of mistakes, as we all do. So I don't try to dwell on things that are, and I'm also a person that feels everything happened for a reason, right?
Yeah.
But then, when you care about people, and sometimes it does, like what I'm about to do for the first show. I love my sister and my brother, right? So, but things, it doesn't bother me like it used to, but so I'm a little bit of both.
Okay.
But not in a bad way. I don't dwell on it so hard to where it's eating up at me or something like that. But one thing I've learned, that I have to forgive myself for things, regardless if anybody else forgives me, because that shit can eat away at you. Period. I'm sorry. Period.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, but I gotta.
That was a great answer.
Yeah.
And probably just for the last question.
Okay.
So, throughout everything, who do you think has always been your biggest inspiration in your life?
Well, My biggest inspiration, this is a good one. My biggest inspiration would probably be my significant other, you know. So I'm trying not to cry on that part. But yeah. I would say because, you know, you had brought up like the upbringing earlier, and we are two different worlds, and he kind of brought me into something I didn't know about, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, neither one of us are perfect, but yeah, he definitely brought something different. I would say a light. He brought a different light because it was a lot of, you know, darkness growing up for me. I grew up in like, you know, a lot of the stuff.
Yeah.
That I'm not going to discuss today. We'll get into it. You guys have to stay tuned. But yeah, I feel like my biggest inspiration would be him. But my biggest supporter would be you next.
I mean,
I like the inspiration, but you know, I also want to give it to like inspiration is cool. It takes a lot for a person to be a strong person, right? You got the inspiration and the support.
Yeah.
So I just want to elaborate a little bit on that. My biggest inspiration would be my grandmother. Support, sorry. My biggest support was my grandmother. My grandmother passed away last year, but she just made me feel like, hey man, sky's the limit, and it can be past that if you want it. And since she passed away, it's crazy how things switch up a little bit. I would say it is my brother. And he don't care what it is. He there, like, you know, and no questions asked. I can say I want to fly a plane. He might just get on a passenger, and he's never flown. So, you know, yeah. So I got to give it up to the people around me. Yeah. So that's it.
Okay, well, that concludes our interview.
Thank you, son, for he was such a good interviewer. The questions were so like, who is this guy? Like, he's like an adult, but he's really not. So don't look at him, ladies. But yeah, so that's good. That's that for that. That was great. I like that. Woo wee.